Hello everyone. In the previous class, we have been discussed about the casting process and what are the basic steps in the casting process. Here, in brief, we will discuss about the each step. What is the first step in the casting? That is pattern making. So, this is the first major step in the casting process. So, in this pattern making, what are the parameters and what are the considerations we have to take before making any pattern? So, in this basically we need to understand what are the suitable materials for making a pattern. There are so many materials which are available in the market. So, in that which is the required type of material. So, here these are the some of the useful materials for the pattern making. In that, first one is the wood. Wood is one of the pattern material and it is the most commonly used type of the pattern material. Why we are using wood as a most common material here? Because the availability of the material is very high and the cost is very less. The cost is very less and easy availability and the major thing is it is very easy to design and it is very easy to manufacture. So, because of all these reasons, wood is the most commonly used type of material in the pattern making, because compared to other types of materials, the cost of the material is very less and it is very easily available type of material in the market, and also the making process is very easy. For example, compare this wood with the metal. So, compare with the metal, it is very easy to manufacture and it is very easy to design. So, that mostly we will prefer wood as a pattern material, and this all will be the advantages of the wood. So, in the other hand, it is having some disadvantages also. The disadvantages are nothing but it is not suitable for the mass production. So, wherever we want to make a component in lesser quantities, then only we can prefer wood as a pattern material. So, it is restricted to the limited quantities only. So, in the case where we are going to produce the components in the larger quantities, in that case wood is not suitable as for a pattern material, and also it is having another major disadvantage is it absorbs the moisture. So, it may affect the dimensional change in the casting. So, we may not get an actual accurate sized casting. So, that based on the production rate and based on the accuracy level, we have to prefer the pattern material. And the second one is metals. This is the second type of pattern material, metals and alloys. So, based on the requirement of the component or product, we can use metals and alloys. For less rate of production, we can use wood as a pattern material. For large rate of production, like mass production, we need to use metal as a pattern material, and it is restricted for large quantities only. Wherever the production rate is low, in that case we will not prefer metal as a pattern material, because the cost of the material is high. So, whenever the rate of production will be high, then only we have to use metal as a pattern material, or else we can use wood as a suitable material. So, it will be restricted for the larger quantities only. So, either we can use a pure metal or alloys. So, next one will be plastics. This is the third type of pattern material. This plastics also, like wood, very cheaper in cost, and another major advantage of plastics is, and any shape we can make by using plastics, and it is very easy to use and very lighter in weight. That is the major advantage of this material, and it is likely suitable for making a intricate shape components, means wherever the castings we are going to make which are very smaller in size and which are very complex in the shape, in that case we are using plastics as a pattern material, and compared to metals these plastics will be very cheaper in cost and very easy and mold to any shape. And next one will be the POS, plaster of Paris. This plaster of Paris will be also named as gypsum cement. This will be also one of the pattern material which is used for making of a pattern, and this is also suitable for making the patterns in larger quantities, and based on the requirement where we are using that product, in that case we have to select the type of pattern material. We can use either resins, plaster of Paris, and also the most important type of another material is wax. Anybody is having any idea about the wax material, where we are going to apply this as a material in the pattern making? This is very important type of the material which is used in the pattern making, where generally we will prefer wax as a pattern material. So especially in the investment casting, this wax will be preferred as a pattern material. So before making the pattern, we need to understand what are the available materials in that, which material is suitable and where we are going to use this material. So why a pattern making is important means, so which material very easy to design and which is very easily available, and what is the cost of the material, and where we are going to use the component. For example, wood absorbs the moisture. It is the major disadvantages of that material. Metal, it get rusted. That is the disadvantages of the metal, and compared to wood, the cost of the metal will be high. So where we have to consider wood as a pattern material and where we have to consider metal as a pattern material. So for making a very less quantity of components, we need to use wood. For making large quantity of components, we need to use metal. So these all are the parameters we need to know before entering into the first step, that is pattern making. So these all are the available materials which are used for making a pattern. And the major second parameter which we need to know is allowances. Next one is allowances. In the pattern making, this is the major parameter we need to know before making a pattern. What is allowances? So here allowance is nothing but it is the difference between the dimension of the actual component and the dimension of the pattern which we are using. The difference between this actual dimension and the dimension of the pattern, the difference will be called as allowance. So before making a pattern, we have to consider the allowance, either it is positive allowance or negative allowance. So majorly here there are 5 types of allowances. In that, the first one will be shrinkage allowance. And the second one is draft allowance. This draft allowance is also called as taper allowance. And the next third one is machining allowance. This machining allowance will be also named as finishing allowance. And the next fourth one is distortion allowance. And the last fifth one is wrapping allowance, or we can call it as shaking allowance. So, these are the 5 types of allowances. So, first one is shrinkage allowance. So, in this, for example, here we are using metal as a pattern. We can consider any other material. Here I am assuming I am going to use metal as a pattern material. So, we are discussing about shrinkage allowance. All the materials or any metal will be shrinks, but the amount of shrinkage will be different based on the type of material. So, we have to consider which type of material is using and what is the size of the material. Based on that, we have to add the additional allowances, because in this casting process we are completely melting the material from one state to another state. So, during the solidification time the material will be strings. It is completely based on the type of material. So, before going to make a pattern we have to consider the shrinkage allowance, because if we do not consider this shrinkage allowance we may not get the accurate size of the casting. So, to avoid that we have to consider shrinkage allowance before making a pattern, then only we can get an accurate shape and size of the casting. Next one is draft allowance or taper allowance. For example, if the pattern surfaces are parallel, these are the parallel surfaces. So, while removing the pattern from the mold, if the pattern surfaces are parallel, it is very difficult to remove the pattern from the mold. So, to avoid that we have to provide 1 degree or 2 degrees, 1 or 2 degrees. To avoid the damage of the mold, we need to provide a taper angle of 1 degree or 2 degrees. So, it is very easy to remove the casting or pattern from the mold. So, to avoid the damage of the mold cavity, we have to provide the taper here. From 1 to 2 degrees of taper angle we have to provide to avoid the damage of the mold cavity. Then we can easily remove the pattern from the mold. So, this allowance does not affect the dimension of the casting, because here providing an angle 1 or 2 degrees only. So, it does not affect the size of the casting. So, next one is machining allowance or finishing allowance. So, based on the requirement of the product, we want accurate product or precise component. For that we have to perform finishing operations. Any type of machining operation we have to perform. So, for that we have to provide machining allowance. Based on the size and based on the type of the material we have to provide machining allowance or finishing allowance. And next one is distortion allowance. For example, we are going to cast the component which are very thin cross section, either it is T shape or V shape or U shape. For that we have to provide an extra chamber to avoid the damage of the component during the pattern removal. For that we are providing an extra chamber to the pattern. This will be preferred wherever the pattern surfaces are very thin. So, to avoid that distortion we are providing distortion allowance. And the last one is wrapping allowance or shaking allowance. So, whenever the pattern size will be large, in that case while removing the pattern from the moulding sand, it may enlarge the mold cavity. So, automatically the casting size also increased. To avoid that we are providing wrapping allowance to the pattern to get the exact size of the casting. So these are the allowances we have to consider before making the pattern to get actual dimension of the casting and exact size of the casting. Thank you all.